What is going on, my fellow otakus, and welcome back to the channel. It's Professor Anime, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, guys, I am here to bring you all my review of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4, Episode 9. So let's get it started. So, Koichi getting more development in this episode. You know, I'm really surprised the amount of development that Koichi has been getting. I mean, he is a side character after all. However, the amount of development that he has been getting in these past few episodes of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4, you know, it almost seems as though he is one of the main characters, or possibly the main character, you know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you usually have one main JoJo, and he is pretty much, you know, the star of the show, necessarily. But it almost seems as though Koichi is actually the star of this series, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if the writer, like, you know, wanted it to seem like Koichi, you know, was, you know, the bigger star of the series. I don't know how exactly, you know, Koichi's development is going to go over time, but from what I have been seeing so far, it almost seems as though, you know, Koichi is the star of the series, and Josuke is kind of like pushed off to the side, because honestly, at this point, I'm caring a little bit more about Koichi and his newfound powers with his stand, you know, which we will get to in a bit, but Koichi, you know, seeing him actually stand up for himself, rather than having, you know, like Josuke and Okuyasu, you know, pretty much come to his aid to save the day, like, I mean, Koichi can hold his own, you know. I really like the development that he has been getting. It's just, I wonder how much longer it's going to continue, and with this amount of development that he is getting, is something going to end up happening later down the line of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure that's going to be very traumatic for Koichi, because it seems like the writer really wants you to care about Koichi at this point, and if something ends up happening to, you know, Koichi later down the line, you know, we're fucked. So yeah, pretty much in this episode, we see the battle continue it out with Koichi and this obsessive girl who's pretty much trying to manipulate him, and yeah, I mean, Koichi pretty much, you know, just, you know, pretty much holds his own in this episode. I mean, it was very surprising because, as I stated before, I thought Okuyasu and Josuke were eventually going to come to, you know, the house, find him, and eventually, you know, help him out and getting him out of the situation that he is in. But actually, Koichi ended up pretty much, you know, handling everything himself, you know, and we also see that he ends up transforming his stand into Reverb Act 2. Now, if this has, you know, if this is like a second act, that means that we're probably going to see more, you know, more transformations from Koichi later down the line when it comes to his stand. But does that also pose the question that maybe Josuke's stand will eventually end up, you know, evolving, or Okuyasu's, you know, stuff like that? It's very interesting, and it seems as though Koichi's newfound transformation with his stand, I guess, you know, Act 1 pretty much had it to where, you know, he can latch on to certain objects and pretty much put a marking onto them, or a certain person, and pretty much a sound will emit out of that mark that he made. Now, when it comes to Reverb Act 2, it seems like he has the ability to manipulate sound, into which basically, if he makes a sound like whoosh or bang, you know, it will pretty much make that sound effect come alive and actually inflict pain on to, you know, the certain individual who ends up touching this mark, because we see that when the obsessive girl ends up touching the hand railing to the house, there was a mark on there which had a specific sound, and it ended up burning her hand. So, very interesting concept regarding Koichi's new stand. So yeah, really liking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure so far, especially with the fact that we have actually been getting more development from Koichi himself. So, I don't know how exactly the direction of this series is going to go down, because I don't really think we have actually, you know, gone on the so-called journey of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4, if there even is a journey, because we know that Jotaro is in town. However, you know, he's not really traveling with Okuyasu, Koichi, and Josuke at this given point in time. Pretty much we have it to where, you know, this series, the first 9 episodes at least, have been pretty much just, I guess, building up the characters. You know, we're learning more about their stance and what they are capable of, and some of the villains as well. We get to learn a little bit about them, especially this obsessive girl and whatnot. So I don't know when the actual, you know, journey is going to start, but we do know that, you know, eventually they're going to have to cross paths with this, like, electric sort of stand user who looks like a bird, because we know that that person has the bow and arrow. So yeah, really interested to see where JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is going to go from here. I'm liking the Koichi development. I'm liking the Koichi just a little bit more than Josuke. So hopefully we see more of Josuke and Okuyasu, and then maybe I'll eventually, you know, lean toward more on this side with the other JoJo's. But yeah, and also we need a little bit more from Jotaro as well. I kind of miss him, you know. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below on what you thought about this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 4, Episode 9, and what did you think about the battle between Koichi and the obsessive girl? Like, I thought that was pretty funny, and some of the parts I was like, what the fuck is going on here? So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and of course, if you liked this video, don't forget to drop a like. It always helps out the channel, and if you want to stick up to date to my future content on this channel, please hit that red subscribe button below, and you will never miss a video from me. That about does it for this video, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.